Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm King Sway, and welcome back to another edition of Kill Count. Uh, I uploaded a couple of videos, and actually, the irony of one, I did the parody of The Walking Dead by It's Real 85 Vids or It's Real 85 Games. And as soon as I said, hey, this part right here where I'm talking before I jump into the video, that's the one that's always um, that's the one that plays the best. Before and after. It's the during that messes up. That part messed up. So I might try to reshoot that. I don't know, but certain videos mess up. Like I tried to do the game tunes Among Us, and every time that makes my processor work harder, and it starts messing up. Like I shot it with Princess Sway, and then I shot it with myself, and both times I put it up, it was choppy. So I'd like to share that stuff with you, but I can't. And for those of you that are new to the channel, I think I've said this before, but my processor sucks. I've been fiddling with it, trying to tweak things here and there. Some days I get real good videos, others I don't. Uh, like I said before, I'm working on it as best I can. I'm trying to get a new system, new hardware and everything, but well, for one, global issues. Two, I got 7 kids. And 3, that means I'm broke. So, unless one of y'all want to help out, I would not be opposed to it. But yeah, enough of me talking. This is Basket Case. I did not want to do this with Princess Sway because I faintly remember this movie. It's weird. Also, I remember some parts of this movie I didn't want her to see. So I'm doing this on my own. It's just me. So we're gonna jump into it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Basket Case 2, released in 1990. Basket Case 2 picks up right after the first film ended, with Dwayne and Belial Bradley somehow surviving their fall from the 3rd floor of the Hotel Broslin. Of course, the film was made 8 years after the original, so you'll just have to suspend your disbelief whenever this 36-year-old Kevin Van Hentenryck pretends like he's the same fresh-faced 28-year-old we watched try to eat a woman's face off. Despite the cult success of Basket Case on the midnight movie circuit, and with grindhouse aficionados like Joe Bob Briggs, Frank Henenlotter was reluctant to make a sequel, since that's just not the kind of guy he is.
And I already made it. I didn't want to make another one.
By time producer Jim Glickenhaus convinced him to bring back Belial, he decided he would only do it if it were a completely different kind of film,
they like to scratch at my posters, and I have kittens.
2. And so Basket Case 2 is not some gritty Skid Row adventure, but rather a bigger budget Staten Island story with a mansion full of monsters. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They're not monsters. They're unique individuals. And there's a whole effing bunch of them, all being taken care of by newcomer to the series, Granny Ruth, who's played by Annie Ross, who was not only an actor, but also a jazz singer who lived to be just shy of 90, and whose Wikipedia article is riddled with tales of affairs with musicians and Lenny Bruce. Love me a saucy lady like that. Though it doesn't quite capture my heart the same way its predecessor did, Basket Case 2 still has plenty to enjoy, and plenty for YouTube to get upset about, which is why I've got a sponsor today. Raycon earbuds are stylish and wireless, and start at about half the price of other premium earbuds on the market. With their seamless Bluetooth
and Raid Shadow Legends.
Check this out.
Sponsor everybody. I'm trying to get some of that.
They ain't going anywhere. They make for an excellent holiday purchase. Since
I think he got like when he did that, he did too fast. He got a headache real quick.
For a limited time only, you can get 20% off your Raycon purchase by going to buyraycon.com/deadmeat. That's buyraycon.com/deadmeat for a limited time 20% discount on your order today. Will a bigger budget mean more bodies from Belial? There's only one way to know. Let's get to the kills. The movie begins with a recap. Remember this shit? Great! Bet you don't remember this title card, though.
Title card.
It's a new one. Drip Bad. A woman named Granny Ruth and her granddaughter Susan watch the news together, where a broadcaster, who may or may not have a plate in her head, reports on the Bradley brothers accident.
The little guy was Dwayne's brother.
May or may not have a plate in her head. If that's who I think it is, that's the mom from
Granny
Pete and Pete.
Ruth, away! At the
And she always
hospital,
tilted
we
her
see
head
that the
out
Bradleys have survived,
because it messed with the
so
radio,
bandaged
or
up
she would get,
Dwayne and the fantastic
radio
looking
signals
Belial.
and
Wow,
be like,
buddy, look at what a little
"Hey,
mommy
we can help."
do for you. You've become so articulate. I mean, in the points of way. Still not the best talker. His commotion is enough to wake Dwayne up, though, and on their way out the hospital, Belial kills a guard by strangling him against the wall. Yeah, give us a close-up on that beautiful boy. I'm so happy for you, B. Dwayne takes his lumpy brother and dresses up like a wet bandit to escape, and no sooner are they outside than a van pulls up with a granny popping out of it. Ruth tells Dwayne she knew his aunt and wants to help him and Belial. Not having any better options, Dwayne loads up Belial and hops into the back. Now punch it, Grandma! Yahoo! Dwayne finds himself recovering in Granny Ruth's bed, getting blurry glimpses of a bunch of new pals. But he's having a hard time staying awake, so Granny Ruth checks in on his brother. If she could only find the little box dweller. She calls out to him and says that their aunt once reached out to her for help, since she runs a sanctuary for people like Belial. That kind of inclusive talk gets him to show his pretty face. Ruth tells Belial he can live here as long as he becomes part of their community, and she knows how to sweeten the pot, too.
Now I understand you feel comfortable sleeping in a basket.
Well, sure. I mean, who doesn't? Not sure what that has to do with. Whoa, a basket! Lady, you got yourself a deal! With the terms and conditions agreed upon, it's time for Belial to meet the rest of Granny Ruth's charges.
Children, children, we have a new member of our community.
She brings up the basket and calls everyone forth, giving us our first good look at Granny Ruth's unique individuals. There's one named Lorenzo that can sing. Dai campi, dai prate. A lady with a big old fossil head named Elise, a stylish, anxious boy named Frederick, and perhaps most interesting to Belial, a lumpy lady named Eve who's been silent since she arrived here a year ago.
She seems to be so withdrawn into her own private world.
Yeah, this movie's not one for subtlety. Belial and these sexy eyes gonna fuck. The unique individuals in Granny Ruth's home were designed and created by Gabe Bartalos, an effects artist who was responsible for the leprechaun makeup in all 6 of the Warwick Davis films. Bartalos and Henenlotter worked together to create a whole host of characters, intentionally avoiding any kind of real-life abnormalities.
We went out of our way not to have any freak that resembled a human deformity.
Yeah,
We
because
made
somebody
these
would have
cartoons
been on your ass for
He
that.
really stressed me, let's not make this mean-spirited,
You know,
and let's
even back
not
then,
bring
somebody
it
would have
too
been offended and
close
be
to
like,
home.
Bartalos also had the pleasure of redesigning Belial with the film's much bigger budget, $1.5 million as opposed to the original's $35,000. That's how we ended up with this awesome Belial animatronic, which replaces Henenlotter.
I gotta go back because
stop motion.
1.5 million as opposed to 35,000. If I had $35,000 to make a movie, come on now.
It did come with some strings attached.
That would help
We had guys
towards
in suits standing around telling
League
us
of
where we're
Guardians.
going fast.
We broke.
Months later, a reporter
The costumes
named
are not what I
Marcy
want them
is
to be.
assigned write a story about where the Bradley brothers went. Though nobody knows where they are, her boss suggests she track down Granny Ruth, who they know by a much more derisive name.
Dr. Freak
Dr. Freak.
gave birth to a boy with 11 arms. The kid died, but it made her sort of a missionary for freaks' rights.
In her businesswoman Barbie dollhouse, Marcy calls up a dude named Lyle Barker, who runs a classic-style so-called freak show. And
What
in
the heck
fact,
is that thing on his
has
head?
Belial there as his latest addition.
dark spot.
She says she's on her way, but before she can get there, Granny Ruth shows up at Barker's door, following his advertisement claiming to have Belial. He takes her out to his backyard, where he's got a whole damn circus tent set up, filled with fake exhibits of mermaids and aliens. When he gets to Belial's supposed bones, Granny Ruth calls him out as an exploitative carny.
Trash, lowlife, scum!
She brings in a basket and leaves it with Mr. Barker, and since he never watched the original film, he unwisely opens its lid.
Oh, that's
By
tough.
the time Marcy arrives, hoping for a Belial lead, Barker is dead inside the fish tank he was using for his fake mermaid. Hey,
Sputter,
don't give
sputter,
me none of that,
cough,
dude.
sputter.
You see the graphics on screen? You're dead.
Yeah, I'm
Boyle
doing
has
that.
a
If you ever
therapy
watch
session
Rocko's
with
Modern
Andrew
Life,
where she
Ed
tells
Big
him
Head,
that she
when he was
understands his
trying to marry the Magic
identity,
8 Ball.
but that he should maybe consider finding a different.
Was it
way
the Magic
to
8 Ball or the Magic Meatball? I think it was the
Maybe
Magic
the
Meatball.
faces of people may not be in
Yeah, I went back.
best
Look,
interests.
this is from
You
the
should probably
90s.
take
Rocko's
her
Modern
advice,
Life.
B. Granny Ruth's Staten Island mansion is full of unique individuals, and they all seem to be doing well. Hell, that
See, what I
dude's
don't get
real
is the
Stephen
processor
Hawking.
can't
In a bizarre
process.
casting fun
I'm watching
fact,
this
that
and there's
Crescent
no
Moon dude,
sputtering,
oddly
no
named Half Moon, is played by David Envy,
no
who was
delay.
one of the 4 leads in Dawn of the Friggin' Dead. Mostly recovered now.
There's no
He
delay
talks to
in
Susan
the
and
playback
says that
as I'm
he
watching
can't
it.
really relate
I'm watching
to
it
the
full
other
screen on my
individuals
computer.
here, but he can relate to her.
And
She's a
there's
pretty
no
lady.
delay in the playback when I edit it.
You and I
It's
just
only
running
when I
away
upload
someplace.
it.
Susan says,
So it
"Nah,
makes me
man,
work."
they both do belong here, no matter how normal they may appear compared to folks like Mousy or Frederick. You can't forget where you came from, Dwayne.
Yeah.
It's not who I am now.
If you say so. Dwayne tells Ruth that he's grateful for her help, but that he doesn't belong here and wants to leave. He pops into the attic to break the news to Belial and is pointed in the right direction by a dude with 27 noses. Yeah,
The fuck,
Belial's
man?
just past the Brainiac in the corner and the chop top looking dude at the oxygen bar. He's chilling in his basket next to Eve, lovingly stroking her hand. Cause later, them two gonna fuck. Dwayne takes Belial outside, past the gargoyle guy with the whooping laughter, and into a shed. He says he wants to leave Belial at Granny Ruth's and run off with Susan to start a new life. But when he declares his love for Susan, Belial responds in the scariest way I've ever seen.
That looks like a dude's head with makeup
Dear
on it.
God, that is awful. Why is your face a real face all of a sudden, man?
What'd I just
Stop!
say?
Marcy the reporter tracks down Granny Ruth with the help of a tabloid
But-
photographer named Artie,
Yeah,
played by Matt
he was
Miller,
literally just
who was
saying, yo,
Ed
you're never gonna
Jr.
have a
in
normal life. What's
everyone's
wrong with you?
favorite seaside slasher, The Mutilator. Granny Ruth tells Marcy that she's a hack who can kindly fuck off, but on her way out the door, they run into Dwayne. Quick, dude, create a cover before Marcy figures out who you are.
I got those groceries you wanted. In there?
Whew, good job, man. I think you're safe.
Bradley's in there. He's in there.
Damn it, Dwayne. Ruth tells Dwayne that when Marcy comes back looking for him, she'll find and expose all the other unique individuals too. Despite wanting to leave, Dwayne promises to stay and fight for them.
I won't leave until you, Susan, and the others are safe.
And so that night, Granny Ruth puts on her best evangelical frock and ascends up an elevator into the attic, where her congregation of unique individuals are waiting for her words.
The wolves are once again at our door.
Annie Ross gives a great monologue rallying her troops in a long,
leave my
unbroken
shoe alone.
take as the camera, operated by an energetic John Sasenko,
Crazy
moves
cat.
throughout the crowd.
Our sanctuary here has been violated.
Monster Mothra
I have a lot of
gets
cats, not because I
everyone
wanted them, but
excited
my
and
wife.
fist pumping to fight, including this
We ended up- we had
who
3
doesn't get
cats.
the memo with
One
her
boy and
dog.
2 girls,
That's
and it
okay,
just
guys, you're
multiplied.
excited. Everyone is, even
I'll be
Frog
getting them
Boy
fixed.
there, who's played by a guy named Tom.
This is my
Franco,
last string of
but
kittens.
I don't know if
Period.
he's actually the middle brother of James and Dave. That Tom Franco would have been 9 years old at the time, and that doesn't seem right. After seeing Granny Ruth and Susan leave, Marcy sends Artie towards the house, hoping that a picture of the Bradley Bros will make for a big story. He sneaks inside and snaps a picture of Dwayne, then decides to head into the attic for the money shot of Belial. Flashing lights warning, y'all, because after Artie gets into the attic, he lights the dark interior with his camera flash, then uses the strobing light to watch as an army of unique
I was
individuals.
about to say that I would have gotten the
looking
hell
like they're
out
raving
of
at
Dodge,
the light.
man.
Dude, just climb back out of the attic, you dingus. Instead, Artie stands frozen in place as
Why?
Belial crawls
Why?
towards him and yoinks him up into the attic. Another feller keeps the strobing lights going while Belial kills Artie with the usual generic mauling. Just, you know, a lot of hand-on face rubbing and fake blood. Marcy sees it from outside until the attack ends with Artie's off-screen death and all the lights in the house go off. Marcy goes to see Phil, a private investigator played by Ted Sorrell of From Beyond fame. He's familiar with Granny Ruth, having dealt with her in the past, so he calls up her place and demands to speak to Dwayne. Threatening to bring the police to Granny Ruth's mansion, Phil gets Dwayne to agree to meet with him. Dwayne picks a bar, and Phil arrives in the most film noir way he can manage. He sits down with Dwayne and says that he wants his brother Belial. I don't know why exactly, maybe reward money or something? But he makes a misstep when he tries to appeal to Dwayne's normality.
Are you and I considered normal in here? Do we look like we fit in?
Of course we do.
You sure about that, Phil? Because underneath that mask, the bartender's got some nasty face worms, and his patrons at the bar are looking more like him than you. God, nose guy, you need to bring more tissues with you, okay? And
That's a hell of a
that
runny
mask
nose.
doesn't even begin to cover your face. Phil takes out a gun and tries to leave quietly, but the unique individuals back him into a storage room, where he stumbles upon the body of a dude with his face ripped apart by Belial. Is this
Hey,
guy the former
homie,
bartender?
was really good.
Not sure. Belial attacks Phil and knocks him into the most interesting trash in the world, and though Phil tries to fight back and even gets some shots off, Belial overcomes him in the end, tearing at his face and throwing him through the door to finish off the kill. The unique individuals all hightail it out of the bar and hop into Granny Ruth's van, while Susan learns Marcy's home address from Phil's wallet. Granny and her
Hey,
gang,
shit.
away! Marcy's fresh out the shop.
I got this for you.
Flushing
Use it.
apartment when she finds
I
her
ain't killing you for
window
nothing.
broken and her phone line cut. Looks like it was Dwayne, who's here with his basket.
He wants to grant you an interview. A personal interview.
But since she can't interview air, Marcy flees from Dwayne to look for other subjects. Oh, hey, why not a piece on Frederick, Frogboy, and Wormface Dude? Marcy finds unique individuals all over her frickin' apartment, hanging out in her kitchen and climbing through the window. She tries to project strength with the assistance of a kitchen knife, but then Dwayne asks an ancient riddle passed down through his family from the old country.
What's in the basket?
And she just has to find out.
Nah,
Belial
We all
rides
saw this
around
coming.
her chest for a while, ripping away at her face as his audience of individuals watches, before finishing his workup on the floor.
Gee, Marcy, you should see yourself. You're a freak now, too.
Yep, just like in Freaks, Marcy is not killed, but left to be one of them. Though that still doesn't get her invited to the cookout, which is really a shame for her. It's the best place to get yourself a free close-up. Seriously, I think every single unique individual here gets a close-up. I don't
Yeah.
really mind, though. Might as well show off those effects. Also, if you notice the proliferation of Jolt Cola all over this movie,
Look,
it's because
I drank that.
Henenlotter drinks
That
so much
look-
of it on
man,
set that they
shit.
ended up becoming a sponsor of the film.
hey, bro, like, I'm gonna let my little brother see this one. We drank Jolt.
I had to stay awake.
Dude needed
That
to stay
was
awake
so much
somehow.
caffeine.
He and this crew basically
We were
shot
literally
this
bouncing
dude,
off
drank
the
it
walls
at the same time.
when we drank
Double
that.
production like that's gonna require some energy.
I have never in my life
Frankenhooker.
seen
I gotta look
so
at
many
that one.
fucking cans of Jolt Cola as I did on that set. And I think at a certain point, all of us became addicted to that crap.
As the others chow down, Susan goes inside to check on Dwayne. Wouldn't want him sitting on beds all weird or anything. Damn it, Dwayne. He tells her he has to be with her, because he real obsessive like that, then goes for a kiss, only to have it telepathically interrupted. But this time, it's not because Belial's angry, it's because him and Eve are finally about to fuck. Listen, I warned you all. Don't act like I didn't. In a scene that somehow combines the discomfort of the Bride of Chucky sex scene with the disgust of the shunting from society, Belial and Eve make love while Dwayne moves in on Susan.
I love you, Susan. I love you.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, no, what? Oh, man, forget what I said about giving you all a warning. There is no way to prepare you for this. And there's no
And this is
preparing
why I did
Dwayne
not
for
want my
what
daughter
Susan
seeing this.
says
That
next.
could, yeah, nah.
I'm pregnant. I've been pregnant for the past 6 years.
I've been pregnant for the past 6 years.
Yeah, check it out, dude. She got a piranha peed in her belly.
The
Baby
hell?
Beauty. Dwayne doesn't think so and starts freaking out. And though Susan tries to calm him down, he's just
Get off me,
upset.
bitch.
But I mean, you would be too if you were telepathically linked to this. Dwayne ends up accidentally pushing Susan out the window, causing her to fall through the air and crash the picnic. She's killed on impact, which also kills the party. Good going, Dwayne. Though Ruth may be used
But
to
it
mamas
leaves her
thrown
breastises
from trains,
unexposed.
she's not exactly fond of granddaughters thrown from windows. So she tells the grieving individuals to go find Dwayne, who seems to have totally snapped by now.
I know
Inside.
how to make things right.
His plan to make things right begins with a
Hey,
fast
little brother,
attack.
bong.
As the individuals form a very ineffective search party, y'all actually have to look, you know, not just panic. Dwayne carries his unconscious brother into the nursery, telling him that separately, they're only half a person each, so how's about they become whole again? As Belial screams, Dwayne uses a knitting needle, not a sewing needle, which I got wrong in the idle hand scale count, to stitch Belial back to his side in another blood spurty procedure, one that gives plenty of dolls blood stashes and blood-a-brows. Granny Ruth finds them and screams, and the movie ends with him telling her that it's gonna be alright.
We're together again.
How many individuals
mental-
were murdered uniquely?
mental breakdown.
Let's find out and get to the
I was
numbers.
gonna say mental fucking breakdown, but I was trying not to. But I said it anyway, so the hell with it.
6 people died in Basket Case 2. 5 of them were dudes, and Susan was the only lady, since they left Marcy alive but disfigured, which doesn't count. With a runtime of 90 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 15 minutes even. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Phil. None of these kills were all-timers or anything, but the makeup on his missing lips is kinda cool. Doll Machete for lamest kill could be any of them, really, but let's just say that first one, the guard, was just a neck break, mostly off-screen. And that's it. Basket Case 2 came out in 1990 and had the biggest box office opening of any Henenlotter project ever. He would immediately make a third film the following year, and I'll look at that next week. Until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching The Kill Count on Basket Case 2. I want to thank some patrons like Tyler, Garrick Schwartz, Blake Mercer, Calvin Allen, and Jeremy Dunham. Seems like coronavirus is having a big third wave, so please just try to be safe out there, make smart decisions, and wear a mask, alright? Thanks everyone, be good people.
I didn't do the lighthouse. We might do scary stories to tell in the dark. We did Your Next. And we did Idle Hands. So I'm looking over this to see what we might be doing next. But the 90s were weird. Yeah. The 90s were just friggin' weird, bruh. But I can't say anything. I'm still looking at like 35,000 as opposed to like 1.5 million. Yeah. If they gave me $1 million to make a movie, I can only imagine what I can do with that. Like But that's just me. As I kind of dip my toes into a lot of different jack of all trades, master of none. Writing. Not just scripts for things. I do write novels, and as I said before, I'm trying to publish 4 right now. 2 were just really just love letters. Hi, Jay. I do scripts for, like, we're trying to produce League of Guardians, and we're trying to do what we can for that, but as we keep saying, we broke. So much we can do. We're nickel and diamond trying to come up with costumes and stuff like that. Sets are limited. That's the biggest problem, the sets. We limited in that, and that sucks. But yeah, I like I said, I try to do a little bit of everything, because you never know what's going to actually do something. I try to share my hobbies with you guys. Hopefully you like it, but but anyway, I'm King Sway. Always do my salute. And I'll catch you in the next one.